Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I just wanted to share a little bit about the way that I, as an aging mover, the way I treat injuries, the way I deal with things like tendinitis, when my low back gets a little tweaky. I've got a congenital difficulty in a couple of my vertebrae back there that have always been a little troublesome, and every once in a while they go out and it hurts, and I get a little stooped and I have to work my way back to upright, or just whenever I get, even when I get sick or any kind of injury at all. I don't actually talk to my injuries, but if my behavior was translated into words, I would be saying to my injured areas, I will not overload you, I will not make you worse, but I will continue to do the physical things that I do. I will continue to load you as much as you can handle without getting worse, but get used to it, because this load is going to increase, not decrease. So I sort of play through injuries, but not with hard force of will. Like, there's a way to go through injuries where you just sort of say, everything is mind. I'm just going to plow straight through this, and I'm just going to will myself through this injury. It's not exactly like that. It's much more gentle than that. It's more like I'm going to do everything that I normally do, except I'm going to back off the injured area as much as I have to keep from injuring it worse. So that's the part where I'm saying to the injury, I will not overload you. I will not make you worse. But at the same time, I do whatever I can. I go as far as I can. So for instance, when my back was out, I couldn't, there were lots of things I could not do. One of them was like ab rolls. Like, I have these ab roller things. They're like, look like hand weights, except the ends spin. And you kneel and you roll out like this, and then you use your abs to pull yourself back. So for 3 or 4 days that was impossible, because when I went out it just like, really hurt. My back was like this when I started, I'm facing down. When I go like that, it would really, really hurt. So I couldn't do those. But I could do crunches, so I just flipped it over and worked my abs that way. I could hang from the bar and I could lift my knees, but I just couldn't do that particular type of ab work. So I worked my abs, but I didn't do the ab rolls. As my back recovered, I would just go out as far as I could go. Nowhere near, it's hard to describe, but if I'm on my knees, hands and knees, and I go forward, the maximum would be all the way flat on my stomach practically, and then pull myself back up. So as my back recovered, I just went out as far as I could to where the pain was, and then I would retract. Nowhere near all the way, but I would go as far as I could to sort of tell the injured area, like, get used to this. We're not backing up. We're going forward. With my intent and my energy and my attitude was forward. We're going forward through this, so that my body gets the message, like, rally and heal this thing, because we're going to keep going. The work is going to increase rather than decrease. Now, if I do something like this and the injury gets worse in any way, like it's not getting better, then I back off more and back off more and back off more. And if it's in a point where I can't do anything with that area or to that area, then I completely break. I take a complete break and don't do anything. But as soon as I can, I'm back on it, back on it, back on it, heading towards the full use of that area. My sacral iliac joint and low back area seems somehow connected to my right hip. And sometimes my right hip will kind of seize up in a funny way. It'll get a little stiff or a little tender. And when that happens, I've learned that resting it doesn't really work. What really works is to continue, but with a little bit of restraint. So I still go on walks. I still do Bagua, I still do Tai Chi, I still do all the things I normally do, just with care on that area. So I'm not sure if this would work for you. I certainly wouldn't recommend it in place of a doctor or a physical therapist. or some other health professional's recommendation. Just sharing that this is what works for me. If something, I'm reluctant to go get medical or therapeutic help unless I need it. So I go forward with these things, and then if something really is just not budging and not changing and not getting better, which doesn't happen very often, this approach works pretty well for me, then I will go further and get help. But just sharing it as a way that I relate to my injuries, and if you do want to try it with caution. I mean, don't blast through stuff. If something's getting worse, then this experiment isn't working. But if it gets better, maybe it's working, and you're telling your body, we're not stopping for this. We're going forward. We're just going to slow down until you can, carry your weight, so to speak. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit GeneBurnett.com. I have a donation button at the description of every YouTube video I have. Donations are not expected, but they're always nice. Thanks for watching.